Hello, so I'm Vicky and I've just gone to share my Usborne story and my journey with you. So for anyone that doesn't know, I am a team leader in Usborne and have been since April 2020. And I have consistently been in the business development program since then, and I have been a group leader in between. So I joined back to the beginning. I joined the 10th of September 2019. So kind of my lifestyle, I live away from my family, about 3 hours away from my family. Um, I am married. My husband works away throughout the week, most weeks. And when I joined, we had a little boy, and he had just turned 1 in the August. Um, we decided that I wasn't going to go back to work. I'd worked in children's homes. I managed children's homes, and it was just really demanding and long hours, and I had quite a long commute. So I didn't go back to work after having the year off, and I sort of found myself looking for jobs, but I didn't know why I was looking for jobs because I couldn't go out and do a job sort of without putting him in childcare, which I didn't want to do. I wanted to be at home with him. Um, but obviously I was just looking for something for myself. I kind of missed there was aspects of work that I missed, sort of the social side and feeling like I was making a difference. And people saying, "Oh, so I can't believe you do that." That it must be really hard, and I felt really good about myself, and I didn't get that as a mum because no one really tells you that you're doing a good job. Um, so I found Usborne and I joined, and I just thought, having it been September, that I'd kind of get some free books from it or cheaper books for Christmas presents. And if that was all it is, then that was fine. I wasn't really open to it being any more than that. Um, so I joined, I did a couple of, I went back to stay with my parents and I did a kind of joint like launch party with my cousin who did a different direct selling company. And then I did an open house back here, and yeah, I got quite a lot of sales from that. I did some grottos, some local grottos. I did some book advents. I did some stalls. And I hit my first 3 quick starts. So obviously that's kind of where I got my sales from. And my first 2 team members were mum friends that I'd met at a baby group. The first one had said she'd thought about it previously, so I told her a bit more about it, and she joined in my first month, and it was really fun because we just kind of did it together. Um, and my second one joined in the November. She didn't want to go back to work after her maternity leave. She was dreading it, so she joined Usborne to do something that she could do from home. So they're both frogs. I wanted to go for my fourth. I wanted to go for the double promotion bonus. I just didn't really think that. I didn't think that I was good enough to do that because it was kind of a promotion, and I think in general, in a kind of general job, you get a promotion when you've hit a certain level, or you've learned something new, or you're kind of you've done an extra training or something, and I didn't feel that I was capable of that. So I kind of went for it, but I didn't really push as hard as I could have. Um, but in January, so January 2020, I went to an in-person training day, um, and it was that really changed things for me. So I always encourage people, if you can, to get to these things, because it was just something so simple as seeing the other team leaders. And I had one sat next to me, and she was really nervous about going and talking. She was like, "Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to prepare things," and they were all really nervous. They were asking questions. They didn't know everything because we don't know everything, do we? But I felt like you had to. They were all kind of generally busy mums. Most of them had other jobs, and I just thought, I can do that. If they're doing that, then why am I? Why can't I? Um, so that really changed things for me. Also, I was pregnant with my second child, um, and she was due in August. So I really wanted. I thought, right, I've got to kind of give it my all now, um, rather than trying to juggle it all when she's here. I've got the opportunity now to really go for it. And I wanted to promote in the spring season so that I could have summer season to get into like business development program and get my head around being a leader before she came along. So that is what I did. In terms of how I built my team after the initial two, um, I did a lot of posts. Or I guess how I do build my team in general. I post in groups. So I post in 5 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon, 5 in the evening, and I join 5 new groups a day. I also do a lot of attraction marketing. So if someone say to me, "Do you like recruiting?" I'd say no because I just don't like the word and the feel of it. But what I do really love, which is effectively what recruiting is talking to people, talking about Usborne, sharing what I do, and helping other people. I absolutely love mentoring, which I'll kind of go into after. But yeah, so I talk about it to people a lot. It's really easy to drop into any conversation. Um, so yeah, posting groups. I sometimes currently I have a lead gen ad, Facebook ad running, but I didn't when I promoted. I spoke to frogs, so I kind of sent messages out. I messaged kind of everyone that followed my page and said, "Oh hi, thanks for following my page. Like, this is who I am and what I can do." I mentioned a few different things and mentioned joining Osborne in that. Um, I do a lot of attraction marketing. So basically telling, like sharing what why Osborne's so good without really saying this is why Osborne's so amazing. I talk a lot about kind of what we get from it. I talk about like the training we have, getting to meet like virtually meet authors, the events we go to, um, what's kind of going out and doing for my kids, spending time with my kids because I'm working from home. Um, Things I buy with my commission, things like that. I try and use different ways of doing that. Sometimes I use my Facebook page. I use talking, face to face and talking about things. And I try and use stories a lot because I find different people see stories compared to posts. Um, what else do I do? I've kind of made new connections through things like mum apps. So I'll just kind of meet new people on there and then maybe drop it into conversation. Um, I put posters. I've posted on my window. I've posted on my car. Um, I've done things like WhatsApp broadcasts. I've sent a message to like friends saying, "Do you know anyone that would like to join?" I use my prize draw slips. I've got obviously like face to face at stores and things, but I've got an online prize draw slip which is just a Google Forms doc, and they fill in the details and then they go through and say if they'd kind of got a bit about parties, schools, and joining. And yes, I get leads that way. I have a video, like an information video that kind of summarizes Usborne, what it is, how commission works. I kind of show an example starter kit, so some of the books that they'd get, or they might get, and I use that a lot. So when I kind of someone asks for information, I try and find out a bit about what interests them and what they if they know anything about Osborne, and then if they're just sort of wanting general information, I will see if they want my recruitment video sending across, and I'll use that, and then I'll get back in touch with them after and say, "Have you watched it? What do you think? Have you got any other questions?" And I just find that one saves me repeating myself all the time, but also I think it helps people connect with me a bit more, and it's kind of starting that relationship building. Um, People kind of feel like they know me a bit, um, and that I find that I get and get a lot of replies because I think people feel like I'm a real person, so they need to get back to me. So yeah, I really enjoy sharing the opportunity, um, and just talking about it and telling people about it because there's so many people that don't know, but I didn't have a clue about it. Before I joined, and I remember seeing an Osborne stall when my little boy was really little, so it was Christmas, a Christmas fair, so he would have been about 4 months, and it was a beautiful store next to the books, and she was showing me the books, and I didn't realise at all that you could do that. I don't know why I didn't think. Um, so and had she have told me, I might have joined her there and then. So I might not have, but I don't know. So it's just worth just letting people know, because you just don't know what's going on. It's going on for people. You don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know what they're kind of needing right now. You don't know, like, mentally what they're needing. I had a frog that joined, and she, like, on paper, just had no time for it. She's so busy, like a really demanding full-time job. I think she was doing something else on the side, and a toddler. And um, yeah, I asked her about it. She said, "Oh, I haven't got time." And then I kept sort of, dropping it in. She said, "I'd love to, but I haven't got time." So I kept dropping it in, and doing a lot of attraction marketing stuff with her. And she joined, and she was brilliant. And it's kind of opened a lot of doors for her to do some other things and do more for herself and stuff. So you just, I'd never assume or write anyone off, because it's just not your decision to make. It's an amazing opportunity that we can offer people. Um, and I always think in terms of team building, if you're not sure if you want to team build, um, try and think how you'd feel if someone you knew joined Usborne but not with you. So, um, like a neighbour or a friend or family member or a colleague said, "Oh, I joined Usborne last night because you look like you're having so much fun with it." Would how you'd feel about that? And if you'd have rather them obviously join with you and you can work together and built your business through that, then it's worth mentioning it to people before they do go and join elsewhere, because they will. Um, so other things other than that I've done in my business, I kind of mentioned grottos. So I do some couple of big grottos. I did a fundraiser at Christmas time for my local food bank. So I got books and jigsaws and things into all the Christmas hampers that went out. That was really nice. I have worked with some schools. I worked with schools quite late into my business, I think, because lockdown hit quite early on. Um, I've done some Read, Said, Listen. I've done some stalls, and I've done a few book fairs, and which I absolutely loved doing book fairs. And more recently, I have done a local book hunt. So I a bit of like a community book pledge. So businesses have sponsored books. You just use the reading library books, and I've put them in little kind of waterproof and biodegradable plastic packs with my leaflet in. I've hidden them around, and I think I've hidden about just over 300, I think, now. And that has been amazing. The response has been incredible, and it's opened up again so many more doors for me. Um, so that's and kind of new connections and stuff, which is really exciting. So there's always something new to try, isn't there? Oh, I did a book club, an online book club actually, which has been really good. So yeah, there's always something else to do or to try, or different ways to run your business. And I think if you're ever feeling like a bit fed up with it, or like it's not going to plan, or you're not sure if you want to continue with it, I think trying something new is always good, because it's really it can just be really exciting. Like I said, it can open up a lot of other opportunities that maybe you weren't expecting. Um, I did have when I did I did some storytime sessions at a play cafe, and from that I had a phone call from that town's council asking me to go in and do some storytime sessions over the holidays, um, that they wanted to put on for the local children, which was a really amazing opportunity. Um, so yeah, you just never know what things are going to lead to. Um, in terms of what my favourite thing about my business has it is mentoring, just helping other people to um it's not just about what they can achieve with the books, but it's kind of how they develop as a person, um and what it can do for them personally that is amazing. Um so I once had a lady, a team member who um, joined, and she had a child who was needed speech and language therapy, was struggling with wasn't talking, um, and they were on waiting list for, a very long waiting list for speech and language therapy. And with her commission, she was able to pay for private sessions, and they started talking, and it was just incredible. And I just remember the moment she shared it, and I just felt so proud, and just to be part of that, and I knew that I'd introduced her to this was huge. So it's moments like that that is why I do what I do, and why I continue to share the opportunity, because I've had people be able to team members be able to leave work because they've through the commission they're earning, through the business they've built with Usborne, to just make choices that make their life happier, and more about what they want it to be like. So it's just, and also grow in confidence and just see themselves differently. It's really amazing. And you just know you're making a difference. And also the fact that I can just do stuff on a much bigger scale. So yeah, I can go into a school and kind of get a lot of free books into that school. I can get a lot of books into, children's homes. But if I have a team, if I have a team of say 10, and we all do a school book fair, how many books does that mean we're getting out there? And I just think I'm only one person, and I don't do everything with my bookshop, and I run it around my family and my two young children. And there's a lot I'd love to be able to do, but you can't. Not everyone can do everything. So you know, getting more people on board and working with them to do these things is just means we can do more. Um, and in terms of when I promoted to team leader, what that kind of unlocked for me, I always say it's like a whole new world. It's like a whole new floor. It's amazing the kind of extra things that put in place. Business development program is incredible. Leadership Academy, free posthood, getting a heads up about offers and things that are coming out, and all the kind of extra sort of training and sessions and things we do, the calls. It's just like accessing a whole new kind of VIP area, and you just have more kind of opportunity on your business. You kind of get to plan it a bit better and develop yourself more, and it's there. And that's one of the things that kind of drove me to promote was, like, what am I missing out on here? It's there, and it's there for the taking, so why should I not go and get it? So yeah, that's something I also really enjoy. In terms of how I keep my business growing and kind of successful, I guess, is I do a lot of planning ahead. I'm a big planner, a big pen and paper girl, so probably a bit too much of a planner. We plan more than I do, but yeah, I plan quite far ahead. So I'm not thinking, oh, what am I going to do this month? Where are my sales going to come from? I know exactly, kind of at least, well, about a season ahead, really. So say like 4 months ahead, what is going on in my bookshop, what I'm especially like personal sales, where they're going to come from. Obviously things change and things happen, but I've just got a general idea of can kind of schedule stuff out. I know what I'd like to do with my team, and that really helps because it just, you feel more organized, don't you? You know what's happening. Talk about Osborne. I just talk about it to everyone. Because like everyone else talks about, things they enjoy, like their hobbies or their jobs or whatever. I just talk about it, and I let people know what I do, and I let people know, what they can do. And that's something we can all do, really easily. I I do attend pretty much every sort of training or session or event or anything that I can, because not only do you kind of get to meet other partners, which is really helpful, and obviously you get to learn and develop yourself, but you just never know what is going to come from that. whether that is from the session or from talking to someone else. But there's always these like light bulb moments that suddenly click and it can really change everything. So they're so beneficial. So try and attend everything, or just catch up if I can't for whatever reason. Um, I use all the support resources available. So I use a lot of like tools and downloads and things because it's all there. So no point recreating things. And support in terms of my mentor, my team, other sort of Usborne friends that I've made, um, like business development program, all the support that is available to me, I use because it's there for a reason. And if I'm ever sort of feeling a bit wobbly or I don't know what to do or something's not quite gone to plan, I'll reach out to someone and just to give me the opportunity to talk it through, and then it will all be fine. Um, I am really clear on my goal and what I want from this, and that does change, and it has changed, and it will change. But I know where I'm going, and I know how I'm going to get there. So I just think there's so much you can do with us, but it's really easy to be like, "I'll do that, do that. That sounds amazing." And like I said, we just as one person can't do everything, so it's working out what can get you to where you want to get to with this. Um, and being able to say that is an amazing idea, but right now it just doesn't fit in with what I want to do. But I will kind of put it to the side and come back to that when it's a better time or when it works for me. Um, so staying on track with that, but also revisit my goal quite regularly. So at least every season, I really go back through the kind of why and the goals document, and just see, sometimes it might not change, um, but it also might kind of, lives change and things change, don't they? Um, and I make my business work for me. So, like I said, my children are 2 and 4 now. They're just turned 2 and 4, and up till very recently, they were home, or sort of very part time childcare. I don't have much childcare support, so I really work in the evenings when they've gone to bed. So I set like a time of what I'm going to do, when I'm going to work, and I just fit it around what I need to fit it around. I don't yeah, I don't stress about I'm not doing this or I'm not working 9 to 5 or whatever. I just make it work around me and my family, and I think that is the key. Kind of not looking sideways and thinking, well, they're doing this, they're working these hours, they're, what other people are doing. It's not important because you need to focus on what you want to get out of it is going to be different, but also how the path you're going to take to get there is going to be different because it's dependent on a lot of aspects, isn't it? Like family life and kind of how you like to do things and your mindset. So just be really clear about where you want to go and how you're going to get. And if you're not sure, ask for some help, and someone will be able to help you. And you will just keep going. I always think like it is like the Usborne roller coaster, isn't it? And I always think if I'm ever having a bit of a rubbish time or like, which I do get times when I think, what am I doing? Nothing's going to plan. And I just literally imagine myself on the roller coaster at the bottom. And I think, right, I'm at the bottom now. So I'm going to shoot up to the top very soon. And it happens, that's just the way of the world as well, isn't it? Um, so I just know that something good is around the corner as long as I keep going. And it always is. So, yes, I hope that's been helpful. That it is my journey.